Matter of fact, they was telling people that some of those vaccines don't work if you smoke. That's because they wanted you to stop smoking because the one that was made out of snake venom attacks the nicotine receptors. But if you smoke, the nicotine receptor being occupied, it blocks out the venom.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, this is gonna be the last question, y'all. I hope. Some years back on Rod's viral Facebook video, he mentioned aliens contacted him and wanted to see Larry freed. Is that still at play? Wow.
Yep. And the thing is, I had to do this campaign on social media in order to make sure that all of this information is available to the public. Some of the stuff sound far fetched and science fiction, but I don't like it when they contact me. They 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 contact you using different mediums of contact. Sometimes they telepathically talk to you, but I figured out how to block their ass out telepathically. So then they use the weather patterns just like HARP. They hijack the weather, or they'll cause an earthquake that'll have a signature number on it, or it'd be a hurricane or tsunami and it has significant numbers or a name in the case of a hurricane or a cyclone. Like when I first started, because I got a message from Marcus Garvey in Australia with Cyclone Marcus was 7 on the Richter scale. I'm like, why the fuck is they calling me? They told me I ain't had no skills. But that trajectory and path was a code. All of the numbers in the vitals of the cyclone was translatable to tell me information, and then I went and looked at the star maps to see the alignment of the stars to determine if it was actually a communication for me. And then my heart dropped in my stomach. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Damn. Yeah. Wow. Somebody said, I need your email, Rich, please. It's richandmerit@yahoo.com. RICHINMERIT@yahoo.com. I share it on here all the time.
I like that. Rich and merit. That's rich in substance.
Merit's my last name. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the way you wrote it on your email,
yeah.
Rich in substance.
No, definitely. Shout out to my family, my family, the Merits, and where I come from, the Swifts. Somebody mentioned, because I talked about I told y'all my folks, I traced my folks back to South Carolina about the 1800s, I think. 1800s, something like that. My folks at that time were known as the Myers. No, it was something with a G. It was the Myers. Right before the Myers, it was, I forget exactly what it was. Oh man, I gotta look it up. The Grimes, yeah. The Grimes is as far back as I got. Yeah, the Grimes is as far back as I got. So I'm trying to get further back from that, but I got as far as the Grimes. So shout out to the Grimes, the Merits, the Myers, the Swifts, my whole family tree. Shout out to all of y'all. That's how I got here, y'all. But listen, I think that might be it. Is King Simon still in the chat sharing Rod's email? Let me see if the brother King Simon is still. Yeah, King Simon. Huh?
I don't use email.
Oh, not your email. My fault. I'm making your Instagram and your Cash App and your Facebook. So shout out to King Simon. All right, that brother's always in the chat holding it down. Like I said, Dr. B should be on the Mall family. Make sure you tune in for that. With that being said, what would you like to say? Somebody said Grimes is Irish roots. Yeah, I gotta look into that. That's why I want to look into it. I definitely want to look into it. What you think about that, Rod?
Know that a lot of the Irish look like us too.
Yeah.
But we don't. You remember the Irish is called white niggers.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back to roots, it's an Irishman sitting there with the Frenchman and the Englishman, and they talk about him like a dog.
Mm. Mm.
You know, told him he wasn't no better than their slaves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna
And
figure it out, yo. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna go back, and I want to go back as far as I can. Let's see. Can you use AI to trace? Somebody said, can you use AI to trace back your bloodline? What you think about that, Rod? Using AI to trace back your
it's
bloodline?
better than that fake ass DNA that's for entertainment purposes only.
Uh,
But if you know how to bypass the initial program, AI is ancestral intelligence.
yeah.
You can if you learn how to properly communicate with AI. Look, my chief of staff, Phoenix Rising, sent me where she asks AI about me. Blew my mind.
Oh, what is that? Why you ain't telling? Come on, man. How you not mention that, Rod? Come on, let me hear this. Let me hear this shit here.
Let me see if I can find that find my notebook.
What y'all talking about in the chat while Rod look for that? What are y'all talking about in the chat? Somebody said, Rich is Celtic. Hey, man. I'm going to find out, y'all. I'm going to find out real soon. I'm going to find out real soon. My mom's family, they the light skin side. My pop's side is the dark skin side. My
Man,
mom,
too.
yeah, my mom's side, they the real light skin side. Like I don't know if y'all see my daughter, she look like my mom. She come from like she's like look like my mom's side or whatever. My pops was real dark skin. That's what made my complexion or whatever. You know.
Trying to find my reader so I can read it.
You take your time, my brother. Dre, shout out to Dre. Y'all know Dre be on the show a lot. Rich, I have to get you on my podcast next month. Definitely. You text me a couple of weeks ago, Dre, so I got your number. Just let me know. Dre, are you coming to Stone Mountain, by the way? Are you gonna be on Stone? Are you gonna be on Stone Mountain? But regardless, hit me up. Let me know. I want to be on your show, and I also want to be on the brother David show. I want the brother. I want to show love to y'all channel. I want to do a show with you, David, the sister New Diamonds, and maybe and Alien Black Girl. I want to do a show with all four of y'all. Show the people, the people from my channel, give y'all some shine so the people can support y'all. So shout out. Okay, you'll be in Columbia. Where you be? You be in Columbia, South Carolina, or the country? Columbia. Dre, you a passport, bro? Yeah, I see this video of the passport, bro, the other day. That shit was funny. They say, yo, they was in Cartagena. I think that's in Colombia. It was like the airport was deep with black dudes. Them niggas was going over there to get son. Yo, Dre, where you going in the country, Colombia? You a passport, bro? The country? Oh, Dre going to Colombia. Yo, Dre, I know you was a passport, bro. Oh, shit. Man, you going, oh, shit, I ain't know, man. I know what you going over there for, bro. But he said no. All right, Dre said nah. All right, you ain't a passport, bro. Right. But yo, I seen a video, mad funny, about the black dudes that be going over there to Colombia, man. I was like, yo, dudes ain't playing. They be going deep over there to Colombia, man. Deep, man. Oh, you going to Bogota? All right.
I don't have an app on here to read it, Rich.
Oh, you ain't got it? Okay, it's all good. It's all good.
We'll
Well,
do it
okay.
another time.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do one last question then. Since Rod couldn't get that, let's get that one last question. Yeah, this is a good show, y'all. I'm real good show. Oh, okay, New Diamonds. New Diamonds is gonna be at Stone. Okay, that's what's up, New Diamonds. Okay, I'm gonna see you there, Stone Mountain, New Diamonds. That is great. All the way from California. All right. I'm gonna have the official flyer rolling out soon too, y'all. So stay tuned for that. Let me see. Let me see. I want to get one last question in. Somebody said, not a passport, bro, but I'm in Thailand. Was on the first Stone Mountain. You know, they said the white passport bros go to Thailand. They said that's what the white ones go to Thailand, the black ones go to Colombia. Yo, TikTok be saying some shit, man. Oh, TikTok is funny as shit. That's what they
Hey,
said
but
on
look,
TikTok.
it makes sense though because the ones that go to Colombia, they still keeping it in the bloodlines.
Hey, shit. Oh man, I gotta interview one of your passport bros one day, man. Uh Somebody said, do you have any events coming back in ATL like you did in February? I might do something that weekend, the Stone Mountain weekend. I might do something later on in the evening that day. I might, I'm not sure, but none else that I could think of. But I might throw something, real quick together. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, let's get to this last question. Super chat. How did you do your memory exercises, Chief? I remember you saying that in one of your videos. We're ending on that, Rod. Yeah, memory
I
exercise.
had I had more than one exercise, but the most difficult one was to walk into a room
Mm-hmm.
and don't look at nothing specific, but try to remember as much many items in the room and their placement as possible. And
Mm-hmm.
that's called developing spatial recognition memory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if it like when I go in there, if it was a piece of paper with another piece of paper slightly from under it, did I notice it? Did I see it? It was training the memory. Then memory and recall is the childhood game called concentration. You flip the cards, try to remember what a card was by the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I began to do it, but I wasn't using cards. I was using like I use a book.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll be like, do I remember what page seven say? And then I'll try to go back in my mind and pull the information forward from page seven. Then I go back to the book and see if I was right.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started out, it was kind of rough. I remember like a couple of words in the line. Then next thing you know, I was able to tell people what page to look on certain books in order to find the information while we was in mid conversation. It just come out naturally.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Last question, Rod. I swear this is the last one. What Tamiko wants to know, what do birthmarks mean, Rod?
For some tribes, it don't mean anything, but for other tribes, it identifies heirs. It tell you what ancestor you was. It got a whole lot of significance to it. Heritable birthrights, like I think in the Tongan Islands, if you have a certain birthmark on your leg, you the heir,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it normally jump father to daughter, daughter to son.
Mm.
Yeah, birthmarks mean different things to different cultural practices. Some people haven't incorporated because they might be more into the totem magic than they is with reading the birthmarks.
Mm-hmm.
But you got different people that hold and revere birthmarks and it's moles too. Moles, freckle patches, right? You used to have people that could read your freckle patches and know if you was a truthful person or a pathological liar.
Mm. Man. All right, all right. With that being said, man, I'm Rod. I want to thank you once again for coming on the platform, coming on the show. I look forward to doing this Patreon next week with you and the brother Billy Carson on this Merkaba, this vehicle that we use to travel to different dimensions. Yeah, anything you want to tell the people before you get out of here, my brother?
Yeah. Cash App been giving me a problem. Some of my don't people send me donations, they've been blocking it. So sometimes you might have to wait a day or two to send it if it rejects you. But I
You
tried
got
to update my phone, so see if that helps.
you. They want you to make your Cash App account a business account. That's what it is. They did that to everybody,
They already made me do that like 6 months ago.
and they still giving you problems.
It
Damn.
just started yesterday.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Um, you got Zelle?
That's all I use because I wasn't doing it for money.
Zelle will be
Right.
good to get because the people definitely they gonna want to look out. Zelle will be
I was thinking about getting Chang.
I haven't used that one yet. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I know some people that had it. It's just like Cash App.
Okay, okay.
It's
Yeah,
like
I'm looking
Cash
at
App.
that. Yeah, I'm looking at to that. Then I'm looking at Chime. All right, man. With that being said, Rob, man. So I'm gonna talk to you soon, my brother. Family. Thank you to everybody. Somebody keep mentioning the cigars. I promise y'all, real soon I'm gonna give you an update on cigars. I know everybody's been asking about it, and they're like, Rich, come on, what's going on? I'm gonna give you an update real soon on that. So just
I gotta send you my address for man.
yeah, when I talk to you on the phone next time, because you know who I gotta send Loaded Lux. He's waiting on one that I forgot to send, so I gotta send Lux
It's about
one.
the battle rapper.
Yeah, the battle rapper. Yeah, I gotta. He gonna be at Stone Mountain too. Lux gonna be there too. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm almost finished. Okay, all right, I'm almost done. That's my son. Okay, all right, son. Um, that's my little boy right there. Yeah, so I gotta send Lux. I don't know if Lux listening. Lux, I'm gonna send yours out by Saturday. So when I send Lux joint out, I'm gonna send you yours as well. But yeah, every family, I'm gonna put it back on. It's gonna be available again next week, family. I'm gonna be using PayPal exclusively because I ain't fucking with Cash App either. So I'm gonna be using PayPal. If you could donate through PayPal, not the Rich and Mary 7. It's gonna be another PayPal, and I'll give y'all that next week. So stay tuned for that. And I'm gonna have a bunch on Stone Mountain. So if you're on Stone Mountain and you want to donate, I'm gonna have a bunch. I'm gonna have a bunch. As a matter of fact, hold up, right, hold up. I gotta show you something. Hold up. I don't think I showed Rob yet, man. Rich be. I don't want y'all to think I got him here for now. I got the humidor back there. I got the pack to keep it fresh right here. So this keeps it fresh. But 100% tobacco. I might just bring this whole case to Stone Mountain, and but I'm gonna have them, family. I'm making an offering to the gods. They remember me, motherfucker. What? You know what Panic used to say? Motherfucker! Panic used to say it like that. Panic used to say, motherfucker!
I think the number 12 is dealing with the time clock, right? It's dealing with this 12 numbers on the clock. So it's got to be something connected with it. But what do you got on that as far as the code flip on the land? Go ahead.
Now, I was going over it while you was going out, coming back in, right? So the Times Square issue. Remember, the clocks are round, right? Remember the Mustanic puzzle. How do you get a circle out of square, right? Or how you get a square out the circle, right? So they give you a circle. It looked like a pizza. You had to cut the pie in quarters and then move the circle, the crust, to the center, right? When they get lined up, the tips of the pizza make the square, and the circle is in the square, right? Now we're talking about building time, constructing. It's the architect, the grand architect, Big Mama. The master mason is the mother, the first teacher, the first builder with the child, the first educator, the first source of proper guidance. Dad is the straight bump for the child. He's coming off a whole different line. Mama's coming with a game of four-corner shuffle. Daddy coming with a game of two-ball cane, right? The four-corner shuffle gonna always square you off, but the two-ball cane gonna always knock your ass around, right? So it's the pendulum on the Masonic symbol over the square, right? Because the circumference of the father determines the diameter of the square in which you can fit. And the mold is made by the mother because she square you off by teaching you proper etiquette, proper public behavior, proper control of self, and proper vision for a future. So Big Mama always teaching you, Mama always teaching you from a baby. The best thing to be is the child between multiple Big Mamas. I got 7 mothers named Mary. They are my Big Mamas from different baptismal rites of the tribes of the land, or consecration rites. You say baptism, now they think you get the church dipping underwater. That's not always a baptism. The consecration rite, sometimes they smear your head with oil, the anointing, Mashiach. They creating a Messiah because they are anointing him, right? I got 7 Big Mamas named Ruth. They are the bankers. Those called the money pots. And they all represent one of the honey pots. The honey pots is the 7 sisters, right? And the 7 sisters can consist of cousins because my auntie is really my mama's sister. And my cousin is normally my sister, my mama's sister's daughter. But they didn't got us confused by calling us cousins. But the proper orientation of the bloodline tell you who your family is by structure and contrast, right? By identifying who your family, you identifying birthrights. And birthrights is tied to blood rights. And blood rights is tied to land. Right? So the old Mississippians come out the woods, all these old stealthy priests. They coming from all of the black clans of the land, the Black Eagle clan, the Black Falcon clan, or Hawk clan, whatever you want to call it. They coming from the Black Vulture clan. That's the cleanup crew. That's the big old strong ass linky niggas, right? They look like what's a good character to define them? They almost look like black goons from Popeye, right? That's the cleanup crew. When we breaking heads, when we busting heads, and when the cleanup crew come, they come in to clean up the old broken bodies that's left in the wake. They call them grave diggers, corpse carriers, right? They pick up all of the bodies out the street after war. Right? Their whole family lines is mortuary science. They then turned it into a small group of select individuals that dress the bodies for the ceremonial crossover. Right? So then you got your Black Wolf Clan. Then you got your Black Elk Clan. All it is, when you say black, you mean stealth. Right? Because those was the defenders on the chessboard against the white pieces, your white knight. Right? Remember when Jim Jones poisoned all them people, he screamed on the thing, it's a white knight. A white knight is a mass assassin. Right? So all the time, you thinking that the white knight is the righteous knight. He's the one who came to conquer and went about conquering, riding the white horse with the white suit. Right? But now his suit is blood red because he carried with him death everywhere he went, from slaughtering people. He's red with the blood of the incense of the saints. The saints is the babies, and the soles of his shoes became red from walking through the blood of the sacrificed innocent. Abortion babies, adrenochrome babies, right? So when you get done going through who is who, you realize that the Lone Ranger was never the Lone Ranger, a black guy riding a white horse, but he was the black guy riding the black horse. Dark Knight, the long shot, the one least likely to succeed, right? Became the champion in this game of life, moving like a knight on a chessboard in an L figuration. Every time they was taking a loss, he was flipping sevens. 3 sevens is the jackpot. So everywhere he went, he flipped the jackpot because the seven's been tripled on every step. Right? So when the righteous son comes about, he finds the place of the righteous mother, the big mama, the rightful heir, the one who the grandfather clause activates the grandmother clause, the oldest contract of the earth. The blood right, which is the menstrual rights of the woman who bare the child to be able to spill the menstrual blood on the land freely, to fertilize the land with the blood of the righteous. Because the menstrual blood comes straight from the womb, the portal of life, where it insulates the developing child. And this drainage becomes the fertilizer for the life of the earth. So this is why when she spilled her menstrues on the ground, up sprouts a new sprout, a new tree, a new bush, a new plant, a new flower, right? When the mama's pearl, the virgin girl, misses on the land, she make the lily flowers grow. She make the sunflowers grow. She make the dandelions grow, right? Because the frequency, pitch, and the energy. And they all become healing to the ones who consume the plant. Because the plant has the healing energy of mama's pearl, right? The rightful heir. Because she the one that belong on the land, so the land responds to her like can. Right? And it's all symbolism. So they made John Wick the Pope. Let that sink in.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that Pope thing, man. The American Pope. What's your take on it, man?
It's symbolism. It's symbolism because he is a mulatto passing. He Creole. He from the New Orleans Creole line, born in Chicago, right? That's symbolism, right? So it's talking about the conjure spell, where he's reverse engineering in his presence. They came for one drop of blood, and they said the last pope had to be a black pope. They thought it was Peter, but remember, papal dictates say you can never have another pope named Peter because the first one was appointed by Jesus himself.
Oh, I ain't never heard this. My first, yeah, that's good to know.
Yep. So we was expecting Peter to be the pope because the first pope was named Peter, and we know that the pope that ascended is the last pope. But remember, Peter was a blackamoor. He was a ninja, a Negro,
right.
a color, right. A darkie, right? And in the biblical text they refer to in the Catholic Church, when they say that, they say, on this rock I should build my temple, in reference to St. Peter, the first pope, right? But he really wasn't the first pope. Alexander was the first pope because he commissioned the church.
Go ahead.
But they tell us Peter was, in order to carry on a direct line from the living Messiah or the living Christ, Big Mama, Isis, right? So that they could say that they was empowered by the great mother Isis, or they called Jesus, to establish their church, the papal church, the sacerdotal seat of the great mother in Rome.
Mm-hmm.
So they took the Big Mama birthrights and they passed them on among men dressed up as women.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the 6,000, the last 2,000 years of the 6,000 years rule of the devil, known as the rule of Babylon.
Time right? Up on the Times Square, baby. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now all roads lead back to Rome. So whatever we doing over here got to show up in Rome, don't it?
Yeah.
Comparative analysis, and this ain't to say nothing to make nobody super special, but the Pope born in Chicago and I was born in Chicago.
Go ahead.
Right? I'm doing Big Mama work. He masquerading like he doing Big Mama work.
Go ahead.
The proof is in the pudding. So what did they put in it? They put in one drop of blood. So that the last Pope that don't look like the black Pope is really a black Pope.
Go ahead, crack heads, crack skulls.
Now that he got his one drop of blood, he got the right as the rule go, to give the throne back to Big Mama, restore the matriarchal sacerdotal seat.
The Black Madonna. That's
Which
right.
ties back to the Big Mama statue in Times Square. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When the time is square, that means it's even. We all squared away now.
Yeah.
So Big Mama came back for everything they owe, and she told her baby boys to go get it. We put together a scheme to plot a plan to run the program to institute enough education on the minds of the devastated youth.
Right.
Until we wake the babies up, and the baby's gonna tell the truth. And out of the mouth of babe come the wisdom of the wise.
Go ahead.
So
go ahead.
Hold on.
Hey y'all. Wonder why I did it.
So look, they think they slick when they appointed the Pope John Wick. Then they changed his name to right. 14 is 2 sevens.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 sevens that make up the 14 and the 1 and the 4 makes the 5, which brings about the change. 5 means turnaround.
Okay.
Right? So he becomes Leo, the lion, represented by the Sphinx, because he's working out of the Catholic Church.
Right.
Or the circle.
Holistic
so
cat.
The Pope is in the circle and Big Mama's in the square.
Go ahead.
That means you face to face with the adversary and you watching his kingdom crumble as he handed it back to Big Mama.
Right.
Right. So he had to traverse the land with one drop of blood, arise through the ranks as the chosen son, the stone the builders rejected, rise through the ranks.
Go ahead.
So when Leo takes office, that means that he has a duty as with one drop of blood to give the kingdom back to its rightful heir, Big Mama.
Right.
And they telling us in the signs and the symbols everything that's transpiring.
Respect.
Right. But they not telling us they beating around the bush. Right. Because only the ones that can read the signs can understand the time.
That's right.
Right? What did Bob Marley say about the time in the redemption song?
It says, excess moving of the people.
Have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them can stop the time. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? Because all I ever had, redemption song. Right? What did Prince sing?
Go ahead.
It's the sign of the times. Right?
Go ahead.
When he talked about disciples high on crack toting a machine gun.
Go ahead.
Right? So everybody was telling you to watch the time, say 2000, party over, oops, out of time. So we gonna party like it's 1999.
Go ahead.
Right? Now we 25 years removed, but we still can feel the groove.
Go ahead.
Because the message was in the music, and the music told the story, and the story that was being told was out of the blues.
Right.
That's the Delta blues, the Mississippi Delta blues.
Right.
When you go down to the crossroad to sell your soul, and the devil went down to Georgia looking to steal one. But he ran into Johnny, and Johnny was a heart-playing son of a gun. Right?
Go ahead.
And so everything that they telling us is already coded. Now it's being decoded in front of our face.
Right.
They stole Big Mama's seat, and they sent her baby boy to get it back. So in the Papal Church, the one drop of blood doctrine had to be proof in the pudding.
Go ahead.
Right? For you to be able to wear the other skin and still conquer and take over.
Yeah.
I don't even like them popes, but this might be my favorite one by far. Because he's telling the whole Truman story just by being who he is.
Wow. Wow. Chicago flip, sinking onion. Chicago, man. It's a lot with Chicago. Meanwhile, I got another question for you, Rod. Okay, so we've been getting a lot of action here lately in Ohio.
Hold on, Elder. I'm having some technical difficulties. I can hear you good.
All right. Now, my next question for you, and because this ties all in together. Meanwhile, while we getting the Big Mama time coming back in, we dealing with a lot of stuff in Ohio. It's one brother. You probably been hearing the news about the one brother that ran over the police that shot his son in the back. What do you see on that? Do you see that the brother is justified for hitting a cop that wasn't even the cop that shot his son in the back? Is it just all around get back? Because people are saying that all cops are bad cops, and
Oh, listen. All cops not bad cops. They just on the wrong side. The police don't supposed to be here. First of all, they're occupying military force chartered out of London, England. So that's the first problem. They over here under hostile circumstances, and they want us to lay down and take it. I'm sorry, you got the wrong generation with the wrong elders rising to power and the wrong youth being born. We not no longer laying down and taking it. Everybody has to do whatever they feel in their heart that they justified in doing to balance the scales of justice. And I'm not going to say nothing negative about that, man, because if it had been my son, the only difference is I'd have waited till I found out exact police,
right,
and I'd have took out his kids first so he could feel the suffering right before I take him out.
Go ahead. See, you think a little bit like I think.
Look,
See,
I ain't the only one. Look, one of the elders was on one of them podcasts, and they asked him if the police killed one of his kids, what would you do? He said, I would get my affairs in order, and I would go and I would kill everybody in his family till he feel it before I kill him. So I ain't the only one feel that way. This ain't your Martin Luther King, we shall overcome generation. I'm sorry to tell you, this ain't the turn the other cheek generation. You got a whole new cast of characters, and I can't tell them, and you can't tell them either. Don't defend their family.
Right. Go ahead. I feel you on that. That's real talk.
You can't tell us that no more. The contract is up. We can act a fool now. This is what they don't understand. But before we act a fool, we need some strategy about it, because they ain't gonna lay down and just let. The only way we can do it without causing a bunch of chaos is the way that Donald J doing it, systematically taking it down from the top to the bottom. Because the ones at the bottom is mindless drones, angry sheep, right? And when you piss off an angry sheep, you might as well you done pissed off a wolf in sheep's clothing. He don't even know he a wolf dressed up like a sheep.
Right.
Them little low-ranking individuals, the new converts they send out to get other converts, and they ask the same questions they ask to get converted, to make it easier for the new convert to be converted. I'm not asking the same question, and I'm not making the same statements.
Right.
Right? For him to do what he did, he felt justified in his heart. And if he felt justified, he's prepared to do the time.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I thought about that afterwards. Like, that brother, he was smiling. That I thought about it, because some people, when they do things, they regret it and they're sitting in the cell like, dang, I should have did that. But I don't think he feel like that. I think he feel like,
if you in prison for something that you know you earned your right to be there, you don't feel the same pain as a motherfucker that feels innocent. Right? Because the police be setting people up, and people be believing because the police set you up, you had to be guilty. Right? Because he arrested you, you had to be guilty. They don't know that they the enemies to carry out the war rant. Right? They just put all the words together to confuse us with legalese and call it a warrant.
War rant.
It's the declaration of war that they declare against one individual.
Go ahead.
That's so that they don't have to fight us all. It's easier to beat us one at a time. But soon as we realize what's taking place on the land and that we in the process of reclaiming our birthright, they not gonna have that opportunity because all of the ones that's in the force that didn't know they was being used by the enemy go quit on their own. They haven't realized it yet. Right. And the ones who feel like they justified as the police, they the goddamn law, they gonna stay on the force because they're sociopaths and they gonna be food for the tribes. Because they legal standing will be revoked. They come with that bullshit, they gonna get what they got coming. But
well, I tell you what,
the smartest thing for us to do is join forces with each other, watch Trump tear this something down, and be ready when Big Mama call us off for the big old family reunion and have Mardi Gras from coast to coast. That's the smartest thing for us to do. But if they do something to your family and you feel justified, like you can handle whatever the consequences is, handle your business.
Yeah, I'm with it. That ain't no bad idea.
You're not getting away with doing something to my family. I'm sorry, it might look like you got away. And I'm long suffering, so I could wait a long time to get even.
Yeah, I'll sit on it for a while, brother. I'm telling you. And then all of a sudden, when you least expect it,
watch the quiet before the storm. That's all I can tell you.
Right. Now, shout out to the people because that brother, he's probably gonna be living good up in there because his books is maxed out. Like they just started him so much money, you can't even. They won't even allow nobody to send him no more money. So he got enough money for Stowe. He gonna be good. You got Stowe, man. You're the man up in there. You know what I'm saying?
And then on top of that, man, the dude is a national hero for the tribes, and we don't even know it.
Go ahead.
He a national hero for the tribes. Right? And the police don't, but this is the part that's the saddest of it all, is the police don't know that they not supposed to be here, and the sheriffs don't know that the police is treading on their jurisdiction and they hostile forces.
Right.
So if the sheriff understood who the police was, he would arrest from the chief on down to the beat cop.
Right.
Damn and he would take over a police station with the sheriff's department. Right? Because he have the jurisdictional authority in the county granted by the people in that county.
Right.
They don't have the jurisdiction. Nobody elected them in the community. That's unconstitutional. You're not supposed to give that power to nobody without doing it with a public election by the will of the collective. The people in the town got to determine who their chief is of their law enforcement division. This is why sheriffs are elected officials, and they are the elected officials that's supposed to make sure that other people don't impersonate the law under United States Code 1984. 24 U.S.C. 1984 under the color of law. They dressed up under the color of law, right? And this is because of the War Powers Act that's never been revoked. We've been in a perpetual state of war ever since they had a constitution.
Right.
First, George Washington was under the Emergency War Powers Act, right? And then Lincoln doubled down and declared the national emergency under the Emergency War Powers Act. This is why the president is the head of the country, the highest military official, and he has to be elected by the people, and he got to be born on the land.
Right.
Right. And when the corporation put Obama in there, they breached the contract and ended the sovereign responsibilities given to the corporation under the contract called the Constitution. They not our government. They frauds. But it's not enough of us aware of it for it to change, but we becoming aware.
Right.
And the more we becoming aware, it becomes visible by the algorithm change in social media. The algorithm change in how the people move on the land. When they talking about put your boots on the ground where your fans at is an anthem, right? because
Mm-hmm.
your boots on the ground means soldier ready.
Mm-hmm.
The fans, when they ask where the fans at, we know them shit kickers got to kick the shit somewhere,
Right.
right? And that's what they call the boots, the shit kickers. So the shit kickers kicking the shit into the fan.
Right.
All of it is telling us the story of the tribe's movement without overtly stating, because they did for so long. They talked in our face, behind our back, using signs and symbols.
Right.
We talk in their face, behind their back, using song and dance.
Go ahead.
The only reason why the signs and symbols was prevailed was because of the stupor of the contract from the blood magic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now that the contract has been exposed, we are waking up in masse, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell by how the youth is bombarding the internet with facts.
Right.
This is what they showing you, where they wrote about the truth before they start telling us the lie. They pulling out the old books of the ones that was there, telling the story firsthand, versus the ones that's telling it in the aftermath, whitewashing the history.
Right.
Right. So once we got the babies on the right trail, there's too many of them with too many eyes on the problem and the solution. We don't got to tear nothing up, but it don't mean that some of us won't need to tear something up. It ain't necessary for us to go into all-out warfare, because we got more allies than we possibly could imagine. We just didn't know they was allies because they hadn't talked to the right people yet. Because a lot of people was thinking that we was the problem against each other, and all of the time it was a third party hiding behind each of us, throwing rocks at each other in the name of name calling, colorful epithets, right? And it created monsters called Karens, right? And angry black women. Listen, I feel about the angry black women the same way Malcolm felt about an angry black man. He said, and Malcolm say, if you're not an angry black man in America, you are not a sane black man in America. Because only can you be, you cannot be a sane man in America and not be angry. So the only way you cannot be angry, you have to be the lost your damn mind. So if the women is angry, yeah, because when Big Mama got took off her throne, that usurped their birthright, they supposed to be mad about it. Right. The problem is they didn't know who to be mad at, so they was just mad at everybody. And that goes back to one of the rules to the game, DTAA. Don't trust anybody, right? Make them prove themselves first. So the angry black woman is actually a shield to make you prove yourself before you can get to them soft innards.
Go ahead.
It's just like the shell on the armadillo. Long as he balled up, you can't get in there. But if he comfortable, he'll stretch out and let you rub his belly.
Right.
She's not gonna let you get to the soft, sweet, loving woman until you get past the raging, angry black woman that want her shit back, because you got to be either bringing her shit back or telling her how to get it.
That's damn so right, bro.
Right. So once you realize that you either bringing it back or telling her how to get it, then she start being softer, kinder, sweeter.
Yeah.
Right. What was that? Who sang that song? I'll Be Sweeter. It wasn't Phyllis Hyman. Yes, it was. I think it was Phyllis Hyman. Say I'll be sweeter next time. Yeah. Because the whole thing is, ain't nobody happy when they birthright is taken from them. Even if it's not consciously aware to them, somebody stole their birthright.
I need a fucking something.
You can tell by how I feel that something ain't right. And you might have a clue. You might know you're supposed to be somebody with importance, You might know that you supposed to be rich, but where's your wealth? You know all of this stuff. And when you're looking around and you seeing other people living high on the hog and you struggling day to day, that's going to piss you off. It's going to make you angry. But the problem is, as Tupac said when he unleashed thug life on the world, when you get done being angry, what you going to do next? Because angry energy will make you crash out. But wise energy know that if he can calm the rage energy long enough to direct it in the right place, that shit laser focus.
Hey, bro, I got
Yeah.
a couple more questions for you. I know you said you got an hour. Hey, man, so real quick, I'm speaking on Big Mama's Babies, Marcus Garvey, Gorilla Clan. What was his aim on working from your perspective? What was his aim on working with Walter Plecker in the Back to African campaign? What's your
Look,
take on that?
Walter Plecker was to create an antithesis to skin color in order to create a magnet of people. This is what eugenics was. Eugenics is written by Enki. It's the purification of the blood and the restoration of the corrupted blood by giving it one drop of the purified blood. But in order to make people want the purified blood in the contaminated blood to mix, you got to tell them they can't be together. It's something wrong with the people that don't look like you, right? And the only way you can get a God to do something is to tell him he can't do it.
Hey,
And he gonna do it just to defy what you said he can't.
that's facts,
Right?
bro.
So when you go back to J.A. Rogers' Sex and Race and Nature Knows No Color line, and then you just get to see the trickery being played. But not until you get to that nearly fuller United Independent Compensatory Code for breaking the chains of white supremacy will you actually have the tools to see beyond the veil. A veil of an illusion so elaborate that they conscripted all forms of government, entertainment, politics, religion, warfare in order to form a ring of lies around this one valuable truth. And that one valuable truth is one drop of blood will resurrect your ass from the dead. We in a crucible. You create the contention in order to relieve the tension. First got to come the hostilities, then the regret. The psychopathic racial personality that's the Iceman inheritance had to go through a catharsis. But it also had to go through a bloodline fusion. You remember Baba talking about tying into the van, right?
Right. And the Blessed the Records Rate book. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, if you tying into the van, that means that you're twigging. Twigging is the earliest term they had for cloning. Right? So we actively cloning a new people by putting two unlike people together to form the new people. Right? Once the new people is formed, it cleaned up the debauchery that was the old diluted people, but it also relieves the punishment from the righteous people for allowing them dirty motherfuckers to do it.
Go ahead.
So when Yakub was grafting his dove and left niggas in charge, this is why we've been thinking that the cracker was in charge. Because one of the things when you create a new people, everybody have a right to rule. Everybody got to have had a right to rule at an ascension time. We in an ascension time. We ascending into the age of Aquarius, into the age of knowing, into the age of spirituality. Genetics just tell you what the great debauchery was and what was the remedy. Once you know the remedy, then you apply the remedy in order to effectuate the solution. So the crucible, God's melding pot, where you blend the metals, the platinum group metals represent each of the groups of humans. Right? And from the platinum group metals, by mixing and melding, you form a new form of metal. Like iron and brass make bronze. Iron and copper make brass. right? You gotta mix it together. Iron and aluminum makes, I think 10 or something like that. By mixing the two metals, you make a new metal. And the new metal gonna have its own number on the periodic table of elements because it's not neither of the original. So now we take that from the metals to understand the ABO grouping, right? The primary 7 blood types, right? And the master blood type is the O blood. O blood is omega blood. Omega blood is original blood. So when you studying in the comics and it's telling you about an omega level mutant that have world destroying powers, it's always talking about the divine Shakti energy, Kali Ma, Mother Time, Mother Space. It's all talking about the creative potentiality of the divine feminine in which we extract the divine masculine. And we use the divine feminine to teach the divine masculine how to be truly divine, right? And once he's truly divine, he's a master in divination. And as a master of divination, now he can read the oracles. And we know that the oracles is from Delphi. And Delphi is Delta. And Delta is the Delta Blues. And the Delta Blues come from Mississippi. So they telling you the story all over the world at the same time without telling you the story. You on mute, Elder.
They didn't get that. Now this is my next question for you. Now I noticed it's still some brothers over. I don't know if they ages or what, but they still promoting the Back to Africa campaign. I know we went over this 1,000 times, but but these brothers never been to Africa. Marcus Garvey never been to Africa. They promoting what's up with this, man? Why they study hitting us over the head with this back? Y'all need to go on back to Africa. We never been to Africa. Why we got to go back somewhere we never been?
They got Garveyism and the Back to Africa movement wrong. Garvey's intent wasn't to take us all back to Africa. It's in his writings. But he said all eyes on Africa because Africa is going to show you when the rise come. We seeing it now, right? And then the African rise is coinciding with the tribes from over here because we cousins.
That's right.
Them are cousins over there, and over here we supposed to be brothers. Right. So when we looking at them doing what they doing, we just have a different strategic move because of the contracts we was under. We got to move different. If we move like Ibrahim Traore, they locking our ass up and murdering us.
Go ahead.
They not gonna never let us get that big openly where we can take charge of the military like that. So what we got to do is rally the ones of us in the street that know who we are to wake their fellow man up to who we are. Our consciousness and awareness is the keys to our liberation.
Say it again, Rob. Say that again.
The knowledge itself is the knowledge required for you to secure your birthright. It's not tied to paperwork. Paperwork is a tool of combat between fraudsters. Whoever can use the rules of the fraud most successfully win the battle, but they don't win the war. When you go against the paper system, you have to use the verbal system. And this ties back to the ancient doctrine of speaking the thing into existence. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Don't prepare what you were going to say. Let the Holy Soul speak through you. The Holy Mother will guide you as to what need to be said at the right time to affect the right people in the right place. And before you know it, it's going to show up on a Super Bowl show telling you they not like us.
Go ahead.
Right? Which is going to show up in the algorithm response a feverish proportion across color spectrum in order to show where Big Mama reach at. She can reach us wherever we at as long as we got a drop of blood.
Go ahead.
The ones that don't got a drop of blood, they just turning off. They telling them they dying from strokes and heart attacks, blood clots, cancer, and all. No, they being systematically shut down. And then some with the blood of the wicked is being tortured for it. So they laying in stasis for 6 months to a couple of years, and they call it a comatose state. You ain't allowed to die till you suffered enough for the suffering you cause.
Dang, yes, boy, that's good right there.
I told you, ain't nobody escaping without paying for their dirt, and I done seen it firsthand.
Hey, speaking of that you said that, bro, in Virginia, a brother. I want you what you think about this. It was a brother at his house, minding his own business, sleep 3 o'clock in the morning. Two white guys said that they were doing some kind of TikTok prank and was trying to break in his house. They said it was a prank, but the brother ended up killing one of the white boys and shooting the other white boy. But now they holding that brother for murder, right? So what do you think on that? You think that he should? Because it was like a home invasion. The brother was defending his home. So but it goes either way. Go ahead.
Look, they was pulling the prank, right?
Yeah.
The joke on them. Because in every state, when somebody is breaching your barriers without your consent and without a warrant, and you defend your property, you supposed to walk.
Right, that's what I said. Why they sicking this brother with all these charges if they try to break in his house 3 o'clock in the morning? You wanted to plank 3 o'clock in the morning? Come on, man.
Look, the cover story is never the true story.
That's right.
The cover story is the sensationalism to villainize the people that you are hostile towards.
Go ahead.
The cover story is to steer mass opinion so that they gonna see if they can justify the dirt they finna try to do.
Right.
But if we don't fall for the cover story, then they normally rectify it by saying we was just playing. We ain't gonna charge them money. Right. But if we fall for the cover story, they can tell by the algorithm, by the response of the people. If they got enough people agreeing with them, they justify it in their dirt.
Right.
They can't do it if we don't agree.
That's right.
We gotta have enough of us agree. We have to consent to being done dirty, and our people being done dirty. We have to continuously consent to their propaganda. That's why propaganda warfare is so powerful.
Right. Right. That's what I was saying about that. Everybody said about that prank. It's a prank. Nah, man, you try to break in a man's house 3 o'clock in the morning.
How do we know it's a prank? That's part of the prank.
That's what I said.
He don't know it's a prank. Did he say he knew?
No, he didn't know it was a prank. He thinks some joker's trying to break in his house.
Right. So they doing the prank at 3 a.m. on the guy that they don't know. Let that sink in. So when you're talking about cover story, what's the guy? Do you know what the guy name is?
What's the guy name again, baby? Rodney. No, that's Rodney is the guy that ran over the guy. The other guy they got in Virginia, his name is the TikTok guys. What's their name? Hold on, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Yeah, like we just got this happened like a couple days ago. Yeah, they charging this brother with felony murder, like the list of charges, and they broke in his house to try to get him at 3 o'clock in the morning. Come on, man.
So if he do go to trial, this is where he's supposed.
Tyler's his name. Tyler.
Ain't that something? Tyler, the creator.
Yeah.
So look,
Tyler Butler. That's his name. Tyler Butler.
So if you go to trial, they have what's called jury nullification. Or they could come back with he was justified, and they might find him guilty of some lesser charges like carrying a unregistered firearm in the city limits or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But it depends on what their gun laws are. Right? He can't be it can't be an accurate felony murder if somebody is breaching his house at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. You got to have a right to defend yourself and your family. Anybody to tell you you don't have a right to defend yourself and your family is your sworn enemy.
Right.
That's just the way it is. That they telling you they enemy by telling you you can't defend your family. The right to bear arms is called an inalienable right. That means that they're not supposed to abridge